One of the top requests that we get from new clients is a food sensitivity test. They can be amazing, but they can also be a complete waste of money. So I'm going to share with you the top 3 ways to know if a food sensitivity test is helpful or if it's a scam. The first way to know is if the food sensitivity test looks at IgG antibodies, it's trash, and that's more than 90% of the test. So right out the gate, you know that that's a complete waste of your money. So check if it looks at IgG antibodies, or if it doesn't tell you what it's measuring IgG antibodies. The second thing to look for is, does it tell you just yes or no to foods, or does it show it to you on a spectrum like this? Here's the test that we use. You're not gonna see if a food is just in or out. You're gonna see how high it is on a spectrum so that you can actually develop a plan based off of what to do with this test that progresses over time. The third thing to look for on a test is if it looks at food chemicals and ingredients like this. So for example, food dyes, meat glues. If your test doesn't include these things, you're wasting your time, because there's so many of these ingredients in foods that you're gonna be missing a lot of potential triggers if you just look at foods and you don't look at actual food ingredients. Once you get an actual good food sensitivity test, another important element is to actually do the right thing with it. And so it shouldn't just be that you take the foods out forever. It should be that you actually go through a phased process. What we do is we take our clients down to a more restrictive plan for about 7 days, where they eat the 4 most or least reactive foods from each food group typically, but we'll individualize it based off their needs and what their results say. And then we'll start to bring the foods back from lowest reactivity to highest to test the different foods. And by doing that, you get the best of both worlds. You get an immediate dramatic change in your symptoms when you go down to that first phase of a very anti-inflammatory diet. But then as you add the foods back in, you get to broaden your diet and have a more healthful and enjoyable diet. We also get to test and identify all your different triggers. So make sure you're going through it the right way if you do it. Bottom line, don't just buy some test off the shelf at a drugstore, mail it in, get the results back, and take those foods out forever. That's never worked for anyone. Take care.